Hello, I'm CarolMarie, and I'm with my mom, Lillian Hart, and we're here in Big Bear, California, Big Bear City and Big Bear Lake. And we are walking you through the 10 steps of moving out of fog into the favor of God. And that's the kind of fog I like, the favor of God.
Yes.
But it's a journey, isn't it, Mom? Working through trauma, working through grief. And one of the things that we also need to think about is that other people are working through the fog, especially if they're in the family. Sometimes when you've experienced it, your whole thought is your loss and your pain.
Yes.
And sometimes you don't stop and think about that there's other people dealing with it too, and that everybody deals with it differently. I remember some of the families that I have counseled as being a chaplain, many times people are coming in and they're just wanting to take things, well, this was dad's and this was dad's and they're wanting to take it. And it hurts the widow or the mom. And a lot of times, sometimes they've said, well, hey, I didn't die, And then there's other times that the widow, well, here, have this and have this. And they haven't even had time to kind of process it all. And one of the things that I learned was, when you've lost something, there's something sometimes where you're wanting to hang on to a piece of that person. So it may come across crude and unfeeling, and that they're coming in and wanting to take dad's toolbox or whatever the thing is, or the guns that you used to go hunting with or whatever. And you're thinking, wait, let me process this. But they're grieving and they're wanting to hang on to something that was dad's.
Yes, When my husband passed on, we were emptying out the apartment and I was moving. He passed on a Tuesday. Saturday we had the celebration of his life. Monday was the interment, and Tuesday I was moved. So
it was a whirlwind, wasn't it, Mom?
And so I was giving people this and that and the other. And so then when I got settled in my new home, I thought, wonder where my husband's mug was. He loved this mug that had a copper penny. It was from the Copper Penny restaurant.
Okay.
And it had copper pennies on it. And he loved that mug. And I thought, I wonder where that's at. And I kept wondering because I was giving out stuff. We were packing and so I was at my son's house and I looked up on top of his cupboard and there was Daddy's mug. I said, oh, there it is. I didn't want it back. I just wanted to know where it was. And my son said, do you want it back? And I said, no, I just wanted to know who had his mug because he liked it so much.
And sometimes we're so
Dad.
Yes, he had a piece of Dad, and sometimes we're so busy letting go of stuff. Now, one of the things that I was really thankful for, similar thing happened to me. We, right after Sonny passed away. In fact, while they're doing the service in Tennessee, because we had flown to Tennessee to have a second service. I had people at my house boxing up my stuff because the house had sold. And so when they came to Sonny's thing, they put it in a box and then they wrote Sonny's stuff. and it was really nice because I wasn't ready to open that box right away. And I bet it was a good year before I opened that box. And I was so thankful that they just kind of put it in a box, and I didn't have to decide what I wanted to do with it. And there was a few things that I gave away ahead of time, but that was Sonny stuff.
Yeah.
STUFF, Sonny stuff. So people grieve in different ways, and others in your family and community, they're going through fog too.
Uh-huh.
And so if we can kind of keep that in mind,
Yes.
makes it helpful.
Uh-huh.
It's good not to make major decisions right away too,
Right.
because if you possibly can wait on that because you're not thinking clearly.
Right. Uh-huh. But I wouldn't want to mention anything about Daddy because I didn't want my daughter to she was grieving and I didn't want to make her sad. I didn't want to cry in front of her because I was afraid that would cause her to cry. And so we both kind of stuffed it for a while.
And you were living with Shirley, my sister, at
Yeah.
that time. So,
And so then later we found a freedom in sharing. Daddy used to say this, or if this happened, Dad would say, and we would laugh together over it. And so we have this freedom of sharing our happy memories.
And you know, people many times think that, oh, I don't want to mention that person's name because it's going to make them sad.
Yeah.
And yet, they're part of our lives.
Yes.
And that's part of our healing process, is being able to talk about that loved one. So we want to encourage you today that not only are you working through the fog, but others in your family and friends and different ones, they're working through fog too.
Yes.
And it's okay. You know, it's okay to take time and to laugh about memories and laugh about situations, because there's you will work through the fog. And you'll go into the favor of God, and it's all a journey. So we bless you with the ability just to understand others as well as understand yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, enjoy the journey as you go through this.
Bye-bye.